Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Life, and welcome back to Survival 101, where I am trying to take you guys through the how-tos of survival Minecraft. So, last episode, you saw that we built up an iron farm and a trading hall, and we got pretty much our geared out with max enchantments. We're missing just a couple for our diamond chest plate and legs, and then our bow needs a few more. But for the most part, we're pretty good. I think we're pretty well set. Our boots need a couple, but we can only get those from the Nether, which is where we are going to go today. So if you don't know, the Nether is one of the 3 dimensions of Minecraft. We've got the overworld, which is where we're at right now, and then the second is the Nether, and then the third is the end, which we'll get to eventually. But the Nether is a very dangerous dimension. It's full of hostile creatures, and lava is all over the place. And it's just a lot of Minecrafters try to avoid the Nether just because it is such a dangerous biome or dimension. There are several unique biomes there that I'll kind of touch base on. But first, we need to talk about how do we get to the Nether. How do you even get there? Because you can't just walk off and walk off the face of the Minecraft world and fall there. There's a certain way that you have to use to get there, and I'm going to cover that now. So, like I said, there is a specific way that you have to go about to get to the Nether. And that way is through a Nether portal, which you see here in front of me. I've dug this little basement out just underneath my house. We're just off on this side where we don't have anything. And so to build another portal, you have to get obsidian, which you can only get using a diamond pickaxe. So you need that, and then you have to build it in this sort of configuration. This is the cheapest way to do it. You don't have to actually have the corner blocks. As you can see, I've left them out here. You just have to have this. This is the smallest shape a Nether portal can be in, is a 2x3 rectangle. And it can be up to from this obsidian to this obsidian, a total of 23 blocks wide and 23 blocks tall. But just to save a little bit of material, I didn't put in the corners. Oops. But we will probably put in the corners up there just because I like the way it looks. It looks even now. And so I'm going to break this real quick. So you can see there now that the portal just turned off. And that's because I broke it. But we'll put it back, and it doesn't just magically pop up. To get that purple portal to come back up, you need flint and steel. And you just right click in the portal and it lights it. And now we can go through the portal. But first, we need to make sure that we have the right gear and equipment we need to go through the portal. So let's go talk about that and get geared up for a second. So when traveling to the Nether, there's a few things that you want to make sure that you have. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you've got good gear, which we have. We got that last episode, and we've got plenty of good tools so that we can make sure that we are protected while we are in the Nether, because like I mentioned, it is a very dangerous place. The other thing that we want to have is we want to have plenty of building blocks, because when we get there, we're gonna want to build a protective shelter. No matter where we end up, no matter what biome we end up in, we're gonna want to build a protective shelter around the Nether portal that we have there, so that we can make sure it stays safe. So I'm gonna grab a few stacks of blocks, as you can see I've done, and we're gonna just put those back. I got plenty. We've got plenty of blocks to build with. This is building a protective structure. This is putting markers down as we're traveling through the Nether, or even what we're really taking it for is to build bridges across big gaps in the air or lava lakes. which I'll talk about once we get into the Nether, the different biomes and such that are there. We also want to make sure that we have plenty of food, which we've got a good stack of pumpkin pie, which is okay. We'll be fine there. We want to take our flint and steel with us in case we spawn into an area where something might attack us and destroy our nether portal. We want to make sure that we can get back. That is an absolute must. We don't want to lose this. We've got plenty of food. Ideally, we would also want to take fire resistance potions, but that's one reason why we're going there, is so that we can get the ingredients necessary to brew potions. Let's see, and we're gonna put the water bucket up because we can't use that in the nether. It'll automatically evaporate. And then we're also gonna put our bed up because you cannot sleep in the nether. If you try to sleep in the nether, it's gonna blow up. The bed will, like TNT, and you'll probably die. So don't even bring beds to the nether if you're not planning on doing some crazy stuff. So let's go back down to the portal, and I'll give a brief overview real quick of the different biomes that we can find there. Once you've got this built, all you got to do is you just come in here and you just stand in the portal, and you're gonna see it flash, and then it's gonna bring up a loading screen, and then we're gonna be in the nether. And oh, I'm caught. I forgot I'd already come here to check this place out a little bit. Whoops. That's okay. So, as you can see, we're here in the nether now, and there's all kinds of particles floating around, and we have actually come into one of the more dangerous biomes, and this is a basalt delta. You can see a soul sand valley over there, it looks like. And oh my goodness, we have a Nether Fortress here as well. Now that is exciting. We're gonna go ahead and go back under here while we wait. So, like I mentioned, there's several different biomes. There's actually four or five different biomes. Five. So there's the Nether Wastes. That's a very harsh area with huge lava seas and occasional patches of grava. It's a very dangerous biome, and there's not really a whole lot going on there resource-wise. But you can find Nether Fortresses there, which we've got one over here, and we'll talk about that here in a second because we're definitely going to have to go explore that. There are Crimson Forests and Warped Forests. The Crimson Forests are home to hostile hoglins. They will attack you if they see you, no matter what. They're very aggressive. So if you're going there, you need to be prepared for a fight, which I would argue you need to be prepared for a fight if you're going to the Nether regardless. Warped Forests are quite a bit safer compared to all the other biomes, but you have to keep an eye out for Endermen, because as you saw in my first episode, they're going to attack you. Endermen will attack you. Crimson Forests are a pretty dangerous place. You'll find piglins there too, which are aggressive, unless you're wearing a piece of gold armor, or you have gold on you in your hand, which I didn't bring. Shame on me, that was one thing I forgot. I would always bring a piece of gold with you, so that way you can keep the piglins at bay. Then you've also got basalt deltas, which is where we spawned in here. You can characterize a basalt delta by the big basalt towers, the patches of gravel, the magma blocks, these little patches of lava here. This is a really dangerous biome, probably the most dangerous out of all of them, I would say, just because there's so much magma blocks around and lava. And then there's also magma cubes, which are kind of like slimes, if you know what those are, except they attack you. They're hostile. So the last one is a soul sand valley, which I believe I mentioned. That kind of looks like a soul sand valley over there, or at least a very small portion of one. Hard to tell, but a soul sand valley is made up of soul sand and soul soil, and that's it's not too bad. It's full of gas skeletons and also wither skeletons, which are kind of the big baddie mob. that naturally spawns in Minecraft. But it's really not too bad, to be honest. And so one of the other mobs that you can see, which is that guy right there, that guy's a ghast. He's gonna see me here in a second, and then he's gonna shoot a fireball at me, which you can fire back at him like that. And what that fireball will do is if it hits you, it's gonna explode. It'll blow up blocks around you if they're not blast resistant. Cobblestone and stone are safe. The big thing that's not safe is netherrack, which is one reason why you want to bring stone with you, so that or cobblestone, so that you can build with it, and if a ghast sees you and shoots you, it's not going to blow up whatever you're building, whether it be a bridge or a little wall around your portal here that we've got. So I believe that covers all of the biomes that we can find here, but we haven't really talked about like, why do I want to come here if this place is so dangerous? And the answer is, you can see all these patches of stuff up on the ceiling there. That's called glowstone, and that's a light emitting block, and you can use it to make redstone lamps, and it emits light. We're just gonna leave him alone. He's a bully. I don't like him. But glowstone emits light, so you can use it to decorate builds and produce cool lighting effects. It's also glowstone dust, which you get when you break that without a silk touch pickaxe, is used in some potion brewing. And then another resource that we want to get when we're here is nether quartz. Nether quartz can be used as a decorative block once you combine the pieces, but the more important thing that it can be used for is redstone components. So that's redstone repeaters, comparators, things like that, so that you can make automated devices to make your world a little bit easier to accomplish tasks in, like item storage, stuff like that. And so we're definitely going to want to find some nether quartz. I mean, this is a huge basalt delta biome. Oh, nether quartz, it's right there. Look. So you can break it with the silk touch pickaxe and you'll get nether quartz ore. Or if you break it with a non-silk touch pickaxe, you'll get nether quartz like this. And you get XP also for mining it, and it's actually a pretty good way of getting XP. So if you need XP and you for some reason want to come to the nether to get it and risk dying, mine nether quartz, you know? There's that, and there's some more there. And nether quartz is pretty common. It can be found pretty much at any level in the nether. Gonna block that off real quick. Oh. I hate these guys. Okay, so when you kill magma cubes, that's what those were, you get the chance to get some magma cream, which is this. And you can use that. You can craft magma blocks with it. You need 4 of them. I think that's also how you craft fire-resistant potions. But we're not. Okay, so, and there's 2 other resources that we really want to find while we're here. One of those is nether wart, which is the main ingredient for potion brewing. And it can be found in 2 places, nether fortresses and bastions. Those are 2 structures found in the nether. So nether fortresses and bastions are found in the here in the Nether, and that's where we can find Netherwort. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to carefully make our way over to that and that Nether Fortress over there. And not... Getting my butt whooped. We're gonna come over here and just... This is what I mean by this place is dangerous. And if I had protection 4 on my chest plate and legs, it wouldn't be so bad. But man, it beat me up quick. We can find some netherwort so that we can take that back and we can start growing it once we find some soul sand. The other thing that is the coup de grace of resources in the nether is ancient debris, which can be used to craft netherite ingots, which we can then apply to our diamond armor and gears and make it a netherite sword or pickaxe or helmet and whatnot. And it's the strongest material in the game. That's what we want. And in 1.20, it's going to be significantly harder to get that. So, which is going to be dropping very soon. So I don't know if we're going to get there in time to get netherite armor before that drops, which is fine. We'll just have to go through the new method of getting netherite armor and netherite gear. So like I mentioned, the nether has some unique structures. One of those, which is the netherite fortress. The other one is a bastion, and there are actually 4 types of bastions. There's just one nether fortress, but you can get nether bastion remnants. These are large fortresses of Blackstone. They have lots of piglins, they have lots of rooms, and they have chests all over the place with very valuable loot. Everything from soul speed books to diamond gear to gilded blackstone. There's Bastion Hoglin stables. They have unique loot there as well. There's Bastion bridges, and then there's Bastion treasure rooms, which is... These are very rare, I believe, and they have lots of valuable loot, including gold blocks, enchanted gear, rare materials, and I believe the treasure room is the only one that will spawn and can spawn with a magma cube spawner so that you can make a magma cube farm. Or a froglight farm, also. So, they're risky and they're dangerous because piglin brutes they hit hard. Even with highly enchanted gear on. And so that's kind of the brief overview. A little bit longer than I was expecting, but we're going to make our way over to that nether fortress real quick, and we're going to see if we can't find any goodies. We had minimal issues with the ghasts, and I went ahead and collected some of this soul sand and soul soil. Soul sand's this one, soul soil's this one. And we're going to start trying to make our way down so that we can... Okay, so one thing to note about wither skeletons is they are 3 blocks tall. So as I'm going through here, you're going to see me put blocks up at this height. And that's so that I can still walk through, but the wither skeletons can't follow me. Oh, there's a blaze. That's a very dangerous mob. He drops blaze rods. Yeah, so another mob is the blaze that we just saw, and they are hostile and found some nether wart, which is this right here. We're gonna no. We're gonna get a couple. Okay, but they like I said, they drop blaze rods, and I think one may have dropped back there, but that is what we have to get for potion brewing. Man, this is a nasty. Ooh. That's just a piglin. He is only aggressive if you attack him first. So he's okay. We're gonna grab a couple more of this. More of this that we can get growing. Back in the overworld, the better. Oh, and hey, look, there is a wither skeleton. He can't get us because he is too tall. Eat food. It is essential to make sure that your food bar stays full when you're, especially when you're exploring one of these things, because stuff will come out of nowhere and get you. We don't need the iron, really. Take it anyways. Oh boy, this is a huge Nether Fortress, it looks like. We're gonna be here for a while. This would be nice if there was a blaze spawner, then we could make a blaze farm. Oh, there's another one. So you see we got hit by a wither, and he gave me a kind of a poison effect called wither, where you get damage over time, and you can get rid of that with a milk bucket or just yeah, it'll just go away over time. You just eat and your damage will kind of be negated there. I think it's time we get out of here. We're starting to have close calls, I think. What is up with this? It's time we get out of here. I'm gonna bridge back real quick, and I'll meet you back in the overworld. Ooh-wee, you guys. All right. That was fun. We almost died a couple of times, but I hope you learned a little bit of something about how to survive the Nether, what kind of to expect, and then you also actually got to see me raid a Nether Fortress, which is one of the most desirable places to go so that you can kill wither skeletons, and they will occasionally drop wither skulls. And you want wither skulls because that's how you spawn the wither. And the wither will drop a nether star to eventually so that you can eventually build a nether beacon, or not a nether beacon, just a beacon using that nether star, which will grant you different buffs and such, which we'll talk about once we get there. But we got to the nether. We were able to get some quartz and some nether wart. We got some soul soil and soul sand, and we got a few blaze rods, so that now we can craft a couple of redstone components so that we can hopefully build an automated storage system now. I think will be our next goal, so that we can get more organized. And now we can also start growing some nether wart, and using our blaze rods we'll have to find a brewing stand. I think we may actually have one, but we can brew some potions so that we can heal or cure those 3 villagers that we have over in our trading hall that got infected. Now we can cure them. But I think that's going to wrap up today's episode. So I hope you learned something. And I hope you enjoyed watching me get beat up by various nether mobs. And if you did, please consider liking the video and subscribing for future content. And please leave a comment on what you liked, what you didn't like, so that I can improve in the next one. And with that, peace out.